Hello everyone! Today I'm going to be sharing my advice for getting to ROBLOX commissions after getting years of experience myself. I strongly advise you to listen to this if you're just starting out, but I actually think this stuff will apply and be valuable to other people as well, because these are things that I genuinely struggled with myself for such a long time, and I see a lot of people struggle with now. So without further ado, my do's and don'ts for ROBLOX commissions going into 2025. I just want to emphasize as a side note here, I do not want to come off as condescending or anything like that. This is genuinely stuff that I wish I heard years ago before I got into commissions. So on the screen, I'm actually going to be showing you some of my old work, and some of them were actually like commissions and stuff like that, just so you can see sort of where I started, because this is seriously where I was before I heard some of this advice, and I was just not improving for the longest time, and I was always stuck wondering why. So I'm putting this at number 1 because I believe it's the most important, and it's also the most common thing I see nowadays. Do not jump right into doing commissions. The number of people I get every single day asking me what they should price their work at after learning how to open Blender the day before is actually kind of amazing, but I need you guys to take it from someone who struggled so much, because I went into commissions when I was much younger and much less experienced at everything. Do not do it to yourselves. You won't improve your work because you're putting off genuinely learning and practicing. You're going to get stressed and burnt out because you're going to be faced with clients that are hard to work with, and you won't have any answers to the problems that they have with your work, and the chances of you getting scammed are much higher because you haven't built up any sort of brand or security to fall back on, and you don't have that much experience with clients to prevent it. Not jumping into things is also important because a lot of beginners won't be able to problem solve when it comes to certain things as well. There's going to be a lack of certain skills, and they may not know how to get things from a client that they'll need, like feedback, money, assets, and will struggle with going back and forth and communication in general. Like, I know we all want money and recognition, but I'm telling you right now, it is not worth the stress that you will inevitably feel when a commission challenges you and you haven't learned certain workarounds to those yet. This next tip is extremely important for maintaining good relationships with your clients, and that is good communication skills, which you should definitely take advantage of being fully online for. This will show in things like being able to ask for everything you'll need to get started, like I was saying, payment, feedback, assets, whatever. When you're talking to your clients, you need to be respectful and maintain a sense of professionalism. This doesn't always mean like using perfect grammar all the time. If I'm being honest, I don't bother using punctuation or caps when I'm typing, and I think like jokes and stuff like that and whatever are totally acceptable, but I mean the principle of professionalism itself. So properly meeting deadlines and showing you care about the work that you're giving them. I see way too many people just casually handing over their work while speaking down on it. They're like, wow, I totally rushed this, so it's not my best, but I guess I tried or whatever. But as a client, that would 100% turn me off, because I have no reason to be investing in someone that doesn't care about the money and faith I'm putting into them in return. And it just comes off as super disrespectful, so try to avoid stuff like that. And speaking from experience, putting effort into this stuff has helped me greatly with maintaining long-term relationships with my clients, and they're always able to notice my work ethic. A quick section I want to highlight from this is the feedback thing. I think the ability to take criticism well is just so helpful in the long run. Asking for feedback and help in general is so helpful for artists. I don't know why so many people reject it nowadays. It's kind of a shame to see, because I'd say that asking for feedback and direction from clients and other artists in general has genuinely been the thing that's led to my most improved work over time. So these next few tips will revolve around management, and first is time management, which is so important. You need to be prioritizing your commissions or you will lose valuable clients. Like, you have to be thinking of this as an actual job. Poor time management kills your reputation so quickly because no one is going to think you're reliable, and you'd be surprised just how crucial testimonials and word of mouth are as a growing artist. Like, developers really do talk to each other. I've had a lot of people I work for recommend me to other developers because they like my work ethic, and a lot of developers like seeing positive reviews to back up your work. So if you can build up your reputation as much as possible, then you should. If you don't think you have time to do an order, just be completely straight up about your timeline and availability. Everyone appreciates not having their time wasted. So this next one is very quick, but it's just having a system to keep track of ongoing orders. I generally just use the Notes app on my phone and will make like quick checklists or whatever. But for long-term projects with multiple parts to keep track of, I'll sometimes use Notion or Trello, which are both free and very easy to use. And the final tip on management is proper file management, which does not get talked about enough considering how many problems arise without it. So for sending out files, I found the best way to send my work is through Google Drive. It allows me to keep all my files in one place, and I can easily go back to any client sort of projects if they ask me to. It also maintains 100% of the quality as opposed to sending like screenshots or through a platform that will compress your files like Twitter. And when it comes to actually saving your files and whatnot, having your stuff organized neatly is also incredibly important because Roblox textures have a really weird naming system, so stuff gets overwritten so quickly. And I remember in the past I'd have complete projects like messed up because I would save all my stuff in one folder and then all the avatar textures would like overwrite each other. It's just a pain, so it just helps like a lot to be able to easily recover my files in case I need to make changes. So I have a super simple naming scheme that I can understand myself so I can navigate my files easily. And I also work as non-destructively as possible in both Blender and Photoshop. I usually don't apply that many modifiers, and in Photoshop I work completely in smart objects, which is also a technique I'll be touching on in an upcoming editing tutorial. Hooray! So now let's get into actually reaching other people. The most important thing you'll need to be doing is marketing yourself and establishing your brand. Think of any sort of popular designer like SoftGB, Star, Toast. You may not even recognize or remember all of their work, but you'll definitely know them by name, and so do the developers, so they will automatically turn to them to do work. You need to be working to make yourself stand out. There are dozens of new artists joining every single platform every day, and you need to give people a reason to notice and care about you specifically. When you're establishing your brand, you're not only selling your work specifically, but the entire experience that comes with working with you. So what is special about going to you over those dozens of artists that will definitely be cheaper? One super quick and nice example is the UI designer Atomic. On his about page on his website, he just has a very brief summary of his work ethic, his experience, and also a little bit about him as a person. I assure you, as a person, this is much more interesting to read than just a list of all the games you've been involved with. Like, you shouldn't be a faceless entity to these people. You should be a real person trying to relate to them. So touching on the branding thing, you need to make yourself as recognizable and accessible as possible for developers. Having a consistent name on each platform and some sort of visible watermark or logo that lets people know what work ties back to you will make it easier for potential clients to find you. And along with this, you need to be posting your work absolutely everywhere and consistently. Join different Roblox development Discord servers, make a Twitter account, even upload speed arts on YouTube if you can. Actually, the football one I did last year ended up getting me hired for the Red Zone football team, which is pretty cool, and it's a nice way to show your workflow and process. However, you cannot rely on other people finding you first, especially when you're starting out. You need to start out by reaching out to other people. You can find offers on Twitter sometimes, in the Hidden Devs Discord server, or other Roblox development servers, and you should also just be approaching different creators and developers as much as you can, just sending them your work and giving them reasons to work with you. Now, when you're doing commissions, you're going to absolutely need a commission sheet or portfolio that will show clients your prices and your work. It can be as condensed or extensive as you'd like, but as long as it includes those simple elements, it will work. This is going to be the easiest way for clients to decide whether or not they want to hire you based on the quality or the price of the work that they're seeing. A few options for creating a portfolio are Framer, Card, Google Sites, Wix, or even just setting up your own Discord server with a ticket system. These are all super easy to set up, actually very quickly, and they're all free. Now, when you're creating your commission sheet, there is one rule you need to remember the entire time, which is quality over quantity. You must be able to also back up 75% of this quality. If you're finding that the examples aren't consistent in quality, this is a good sign that you need to dedicate more time to practicing. But it really doesn't matter if you have a billion poor examples. There just needs to be a few good examples to make people look at your work. Something to note is that you're going to get hired for the work that's similar to what you've shown on your commission sheet. If you only have cartoony style work in your portfolio, do not be surprised when that's all you get hired for. because that's the only thing people are going to know that you're capable of. If you want to diversify your work on your own time, you should definitely be doing personal work consistently that you can add to your portfolio and just keep updating it regularly. And actually, that's something I wanted to touch on specifically. I don't know what's with this new thing about people not wanting to touch their commission sheet for the entire year and thinking they have to have the same one. You definitely should be updating your portfolio, guys. Like, if you have new work to back up your quality, definitely include it in the portfolio. Like, it's a good thing to be able to show your new work and better quality. So next, you definitely need to create terms of service. There should be a set of rules that each client must comply with on your commission sheet or any of the platforms that you're advertising, because this will give you a sense of security as you can refer to these rules anytime you need. So things like payment up front to prevent your time getting wasted, no refunds, paid revisions, all the sort of stuff like that should be included in the terms of service. Trust me on this one, please, because when I was starting out, I actually got scammed so many times because I was like extremely naive as a kid and kind of stupid. So I did not have anything to fall back on whenever it happened, and it happened kind of a lot. So just do anything you can to prevent this from happening, please. So in terms of finding pricing, I'd say try asking around in different servers for feedback on prices that you're thinking of, or looking on like Twitter and other platforms for people with similar quality and then choosing a similar range to them. I think you should start out low, and then as you grow as an artist, definitely go as high as you possibly can while still getting orders. If you're getting a lot of orders, that's a good sign that you should definitely increase your prices when you take into account supply and demand, and you'll have less difficulty getting through your orders, but you'll also be making more in the long run. Try not to undermine your talents and skills, and don't make your work worth less than any of the effort that you're putting into it. That being said, if your pricing is too high when you're just starting out, people will probably not look your way because you haven't really built up a reputation, and it's going to seem a little bit suspicious or just way too expensive. If you're accepting Robux, keep in mind that Roblox will always add a tax of 30%, so make sure your price accounts for this money being taken off afterwards. If you're planning on using the Robux to DevX, you should definitely use a DevX calculator online. There's also a converter in the Hidden Devs Discord server with their bot that you could use, and you can just check the equivalent price to whatever currency to your Robux pricing and make sure the amount is fair. For example, 500 Robux is literally less than $2 when it's converted, so just be wary about how much effort you're putting in for the money that you're actually getting out of this. So the next couple ones are going to be like really short, but I think they're very important, at least for me. First of all is the comfort of being in your workspace. I know this isn't technically like related to commissions, but for me, I find it's very hard to work in like a weird environment, not just my desk, but even my computer. Like, I customize my themes on literally everything that you'll see in videos. I have like the dark purple theme in anything that I can. I think it just makes it so much easier for me to work. Next is taking inspiration, but not copying people. And also, do not include copied work in your portfolio. I keep seeing that, and it's like, that doesn't make you look good as an artist. You just look like someone that's able to maybe copy people, maybe not as well, but that doesn't make you look like an original artist. You're not going to stand out from the crowd at all by doing that. Also, do not include things in your portfolio that are from step-by-step tutorials. They're going to be recognizable, and hundreds of other people have followed the tutorial and put it in their portfolio as well. Your portfolio now looks like everybody else's. Next is to stop comparing yourself to others. The other people that you're seeing that are big right now as artists have years and years and years of experience and education in these fields. Do not compare yourselves to these people and wonder why you're not getting the exact same results as them in a week of learning. Also, dedicate time to learning the actual fundamentals of certain things like lighting, texturing, composition, and everything before you invest in new flashy software. I see so many people have the misconception that you need to have specific software that someone else does to be able to get a better result, and then you buy that software and you're like, okay, well, it still looks just as bad. I guess I need another new software now. You just haven't taken the time to actually learn the fundamentals, so no matter what you're switching over to, it's gonna look like you're a beginner still. And the last of this lightning round is finding your style. I think experimenting is so much fun and so helpful. You should definitely try a range of different styles. You can include it in your portfolio if you believe that you'll be able to replicate it again, but I think it just helps a lot to find something that you can stick to. I myself never really stick to a specific style. I have definitely a workflow that I stick to, but I try to experiment in all my work, and I just think it makes me look a lot more unique as an artist. And as a final thing, it's just something to keep in mind. Your portfolio does not need to be 100% filled with huge games with a billion visits. Even though working with larger creators is a nice look to other developers, it is not a direct reflection of your skill or talent. Fill up your portfolio with personal projects if you believe they're stronger. I definitely do this. You can find references on Pinterest very easily, or you could just create fan art for random influencers and Roblox games. I love doing these because they present me with new, unique challenges every single time I do them, and I always learn a lot and experiment with new techniques, and I also get more work to add to my portfolio and put to my name. I think it's just such a smart thing to do because you can just show your range in capturing different styles and whatnot, and you'll just fill up your portfolio so much easier. And for finding games, I will literally just log onto Roblox, scroll through the game page, and choose random ones like eeny, meeny, miny, mo, or whatever. You don't have to put a lot of thought into it, basically. And for Pinterest, I actually have my own references board that I update very regularly. There's a little bit of a mix of styles. Some of them are kind of similar in styles and looks, like a lot of them are cyberpunky, but I try to add different styles to it sometimes. And there's also Lightsteel's Pinterest board, which is more like anime centered and very stylized and whatnot, so I'll definitely be linking both of those in the description because I think they're very fun to recreate stuff off of them, and you can just learn so much when you're doing that. So hopefully at least some of these were helpful and you'll take them into consideration. But thank you so much for watching, and have an amazing day, everyone, and stay tuned for longer tutorials. I swear they are coming. They're just taking a while to put together, but they are coming. But anyways, yeah, have an amazing day, everyone, and thank you so much for watching. Oh, and good music. Everything is better with good music.